you put out was the one of you with your niece, Grace.
Yes. Yeah. The Cinderella.
It's so good.
Oh.
Oh, what a great spin. How did the real star of the family, Grace, enjoy her time on Dancing with the Stars?
She loved it. You know what? That is the correct way to refer to Grace. She is the one. She is the star of the Irwin family, and she is just the best. And I got to tell you, that day, it was Halloween, and we were all going trick-or-treating, and I knew that she had dressed up as Cinderella. And so I talked to the Dancing with the Stars wardrobe team because they just had Disney night, right? And I said to them, can you get me or make me a Prince Charming outfit? And they did. Credit to them. They did. And I was like, yes. And so my sister talked it up to Grace. She's like, Prince Charming might come over. And I remember I walked through the door in the full costume. There she is in her Cinderella costume. And it's the first time ever I've seen her go all shy. She was just like completely shy. She was like, what? And she says to me, she's like, oh my gosh, Uncle Robert, you're Prince Charming. She was like, you've been Prince Charming this whole time? And it was the cutest thing. And she's like, wait, it's been you the whole time? That's crazy. And I'm like, yep. And we went trick-or-treating, and it was very cute because, some of the houses were a little bit scary. Some of the decorations were a little scary. So she would send Prince Charming in first to knock on the door, make sure the coast is clear. And then Cinderella would come up and get her chocolates and candy and that. And oh man, we had the best time. But it was crazy being in that Dancing with the Stars experience. And because she came to like pretty much every live show, she loved it. And I would finish a dance, I'd look into the audience, and there she is, just wide-eyed, just looking, going, oh my gosh. And you just see her just light up in this room. And I just thought, that was me. When I watched my sister do the show, I was a little kid just in awe of this whole experience. And then I got to take that experience. And now I'm watching her doing the same thing. And I'm like, season 50, she's in there. Like, she's going to be... I was
just going to say...
Like,
let's go 3 for 3. Let's go 3 for 3.
We need another Irwin on the floor.
Right?
Oh,
that would be so good.
Not even as like a contestant. She'd be one of the pros. She's the best dancer in the family. Oh, my gosh.
Yes, Grace. Go ahead. Show them how it's done.
She's an icon.
Now, when Bindi was on here, she and I bonded over you and my brother-in-law, Travis, being Funkles.
Yes. Go the Funkle.
Uncle Travis, very much, he's on the same wavelength. He'll do anything to make them happy. He wants to flip them, play with them, get on the floor, play Barbies. He'll dance until they tell him to stop. It's all of it.
I love that.
What do you and Grace get up to together at the Australia Zoo? Because Bindi did tell us that some days it's just like, Uncle Robert's here, and then Grace is out the door. She doesn't see her for a while.
Oh, yeah. We really run amok. Grace, she gets away with a lot with me. Like, it's so funny because she'll come back and she'll be like, oh, can I have that chocolate? And Bindi will be like, oh, no, sweetheart, sorry, you've got to have your vegetables first. And she's like, yeah, well, Uncle Robert would let me. Like, she really wields it. Like, she gets away with everything. Oh, yeah, I'm like, oh, you want to go for it? Yeah, let's do this, let's do that. This is my thing is, we'll go around when the zoo shuts at 5 p.m. There's no one there. And Grace and I have this little scooter, and we'll go around on our scooter, and I'll like pick her up and we'll jump in with like the tortoises or the koalas or the wombats and just run around and run amok. And it is just so much fun. Being a Funkle is the greatest job on earth, honestly.
I was just saying yesterday, aunts, uncles, and grandparents have privilege. There's a reason that Grace knows that she can have the chocolate with you.
Oh, yeah.
It's aunt, uncle, grandparent privilege.
That is a real thing. And we wield it. Like, I love it. It is so good.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's okay. It is. Right?
Our third came over to me just yesterday with a cookie almost as big as her face. And I had to be like, aunt, uncle, grandparent privilege. I'm not going to take the cookie because aunt, uncle, grandparent privilege.
Exactly.
That's it.
I love that. That is so true. And it goes, it's funny. It goes the same, like in our world, it'll be different. It'll be like, oh, can I please, jump in with this, name an animal, absolutely anything. And then I've got to be like, okay, well, you can't play with that snake because it's venomous, but this one is really sweet and it's a python. So you can touch that one. That's okay. So it's funny to see her like learn the rules of like what you can and can't do in the zoo.
Yes.
It's really funny to watch. It's really cool.
Now, how old does Grace have to be to start feeding the crocodiles with Uncle Robert?
See, this is the problem.
This is where the rules kick in.
This is where the rules kick in. And I'm very much like, oh, she'll be fine. I was like, I started when I was 10 years old. So let's just start her at 10, And my sister's like, no, she's got to wait till, and I'm like, come on. I started asking, when can I feed a crocodile when I was 2 years old? And I would watch my dad in there and I would literally every single day be like, Mom, when can I feed a croc? Mom. And I wore her down, because I got the age bracket down to 10 years old. She was like, you have to be double digits before you can feed your first croc. And I was like, fine. And I remember my 10th birthday, the crocodile was Monty, beautiful, big saltwater crocodile that my dad had for a very long time and rescued him. And I remember standing in front there, watching him coming out of the water, and I fed him, and there was like a crowd of people, and I just felt this sense of absolute, it just felt like an honor. It felt like, wow, I'm following in these footsteps of my family, and it just felt like this rite of passage, feeding my first crocodile. And so I'm excited for Grace to experience that, but she may be a little older than I was, She might have to wait a few more years. Bindi's very, she might be 12. Good. She might be 12. It'll probably be like a teenage thing. Once she's like 12, 13, then she can feed the crocodile. But sure. I'm ready. I'll start training her on little alligators.
I do love that in our house, it's like, how old do you have to be to get your ears pierced? And in your world, it's how old do you have to be to feed your first crocodile?
Yes. Yep, that's the one.
As a mom to 4 kids aged 6 and under, you could say I deeply cherish the few moments I get to myself during the day. And one of those moments is courtesy of the one and only Bigelow tea. My favorite type of Bigelow tea, without a doubt, the Earl Grey. I love that it feels like a warm hug in a cup. I typically drink it right around that 3 to 4 o'clock range where you start to just take a dive. The only way I'm making it through homework time is with a little zhuzh from my Bigelow tea Earl Grey. And Bigelow has the perfect tea for all the moments where we need it most. A nice little morning ritual before everyone is awake, maybe black tea like English tea time or the Earl Grey, or even the evening wind down. Pair it with some cozy chamomile or peppermint. There really is something about winding down at night when the kids go to bed and you don't have to run the risk of having a hot cup of tea in your hands while they're using you as a human jungle gym. Calms you down. If you're like me and trying to make the most of a few moments you have to yourself each day, I highly recommend a nice cup of Bigelow Earl Grey and the social media doom scroll of your choosing. Bigelow tea, take a moment just for you. If you only know 3 things about me at this point, I hope they're these. I'm a mom of 4, a wife, and a big-time germaphobe. Honestly, I wash my hands until they're cracked. Right now, actually, they're looking pretty good. Luckily, CVS always has me covered with everything I need to limit the amount of germs my kiddos bring into the house, which basically means I'm constantly stocking up on hand sanitizer, hand soap, and disinfecting wipes on the CVS Health app. The CVS Health app lets you refill, track, and manage your prescription needs anytime. Where we go to the shore, there is one pharmacy on the island, and you guessed it, it's CVS. They are so great about transferring prescriptions when you forget something. They're great about any prescriptions that need to get called in by your doctor. 10 out of 10. We love them. I also always go there for my sunscreen, any random thing I might need. Maybe I forgot my tweezers. You can also quickly find care from qualified providers. Their Minute Clinic providers offer healthcare services for everyday and ongoing conditions. I've been going to CVS for pretty much my whole life, and I'm going to continue to do so. Go to cvs.com/app to learn more and download the app now. There's nothing like finding the outfit. And as someone who rarely gets dressed up for fancy occasions, I know just how tough it can be to find a pair of hard pants that look and feel great for holiday parties and everything else we have coming up. If you're looking to find the outfit for your holiday party, Macy's has free personal stylists that can help you find those special pieces that make every event feel like an occasion. They'll help you pull together pieces that make getting dressed feel fun and festive, not stressed. My go-to look for holiday parties? The comfier, the better. Maybe, if you're lucky, some green and red. And my holiday earring bows. Once again, Macy's free personal stylists are experts at bringing your holiday vision to life and can curate party outfits with all the decadent details. Macy's Friends and Family event is going on now, where you can score 30% off best brands and 15% off beauty. They have an assortment of designer dresses for 30% off and designer men's suits also 30% off. Plus, you can find amazing offers on jewelry, fragrances, and accessories to complete the look. Head to Macy's.com today. Now, speaking of crocodiles, something you're known for at Australia Zoo is feeding the crocs at the Crocoseum.
Yes. Right. Okay. Crocoseum. Let me give you some context, right? So my dad watched a film called The Gladiator, of course.
Yes.
Russell Crowe, and watched the Colosseum and went, oh my gosh, I need that. So he built that. So except he went, I need that, except instead of it being like you're fighting and it's all crazy, he was like, I want that, but I want this like huge showcase of the beauty of the natural world and how amazing crocodiles are. And my mum was like, well, okay, this is kind of wild, but all right. So he built a 5,000 seat auditorium. And it's a place where his rescued crocodiles, the crocs that he, rescued from the wild, they were going to be shot, they were going to be killed, and he went and gave them a second chance at life. And there's these beautiful big lagoons out the back of our Crocoseum. And the crocs will swim through this canal into the main area and do exactly what a croc would be doing out in the wild. You can't convince a crocodile to do anything. So we had no idea if it would work. He built this whole thing and then just went, I'm sure it'll work. It did. The crocodiles will come out, they strike out of the water, they get their food. It's this amazing thing. And at the same time, we get to tell people and teach people about the beauty of these animals. And I do the same thing. He fed the crocs in there, and my family and I still feed the very same crocs that he did. And it's such a special thing for me because I love that it's these animals that were always kind of maligned and misunderstood, and people thought they were just running around eating you. They're these big, scary monsters. But I get to convince people and show people how lovable they are and how beautiful and powerful and intelligent these creatures are, and to hopefully get people to fall in love with them. And that's exactly what he did. I feel the closest to my dad when I'm in there with his crocodiles and I'm feeding him. And it's beautiful. It's also the ultimate adrenaline rush. Like, mate, it is great. Hey, you've got your car keys. I reckon if you come to Australia,
will you let me slap the water?
I reckon I'll get you to feed a croc, mate. I'll put you in there. What do you reckon?
I'm so in.
You want to feed
Oh my
a
gosh,
crocodile? We'll keep some distance. We'll keep some solid distance. It'll be very safe. But we've got a crocodile named Graham. He's a beautiful big boy. I reckon, mate.
So in on
you
this.
should come feed a croc.
So in on this.
Ooh,
I'm so in on
I
this.
like
I
this.
can't even explain to you how in I am.
I mean, you've got the uniform. Let's do it.
I'm so in. Now, your mom also just posted a bunch of photos with you and another animal you love, Jenny, the Burmese python.
Jenny, my girl.
I'm so sorry. How did you become best friends with Jenny?
So Jenny is one of these animals. I love that you know about Jenny. This is great. Okay, so Jenny is one of these animals where I've grown up with her. You know how we're talking about our dogs and how you grow up with the family pets. That was Jenny for me. So as I got
super
taller,
casual.
Jenny got longer. So Jenny is a Burmese python. She's got a very interesting coloration though. She's beautiful. She's like this white color, kind of looks like a Dalmatian. She's got these black spots coming through. that species is usually a beautiful mottled brown and black all the way down, but she's got this really strange kind of color morph, just gorgeous. Anyway, there's a photo where I am like a few months old in Jenny's coils. She's like just not constricting me, but she's just coiled up, and I was just kind of laying there with her, like a little soft little spot to be. And then we've got another photo. I'm a toddler, and there she is a little bit longer, and I'm a little bit taller, and now she's that big that I can hardly hold her. She is like this thick. She's huge, and she's still, every time she sees me, she wraps around me and she gives me a little hug, just like she did when I was a baby. It's so cute. We love each other.
Perfect. I will tell you, I recently got to hold a snake for the first time.
Did you?
She was a Kenyan sand boa, and I will tell you, I called her a gateway snake because homegirl was like a stuffed animal.
She was just chilling. Yes.
She was jelly.
Was she big?
She was no. She was probably this big, and she was jelly.
Aww.
It felt like she was a weighted sand stuffy. You know,
yes.
like that's, and she was chilling. And the only way you knew that she was kicking was that her little tongue.
Yeah, the little
was just like, she was just smelling me. She was like, let me taste that.
Just sussing you out. Yep.
Yeah.
That is the gateway snake. I love that. That is so, because they are, that species is so chill. They're like the koalas of the snake world. They're just like, whatever.
She was so cool. And I was mentally prepared for larger. So when I got her, I was like, this is great. I love this. This is amazing.
Don't they feel really cool? Like when you feel them move around and you feel how they're very like smooth and cool. And people think they're sticky and slimy, but they're not.
Cold. I know that sounds so silly. Because, you know, cold-blooded, but here we are. My brain was like, that's so much colder than I thought she was going to be.
And, you know, that means she would have really liked you holding her because the warmth from your hands is going to warm her up. And snakes naturally, they need to get their warmth from somewhere. Sometimes, you know, obviously that's the sun. They'll regulate their body temperature. But often if they're a little cold, when you hold them, they actually really like it because it's warming them up.
She
and
was
they actually
chilling.
seek that. Yeah.
So
I love that. That's awesome.
It was so good. But I am ready to hold a bigger snake. So when I come to Australia, I'm saying when.
Jenny.
Because
you and Jenny.
In a heartbeat. Now I have to ask this question for my brother-in-law. Travis loves otters. What's the craziest fun fact about otters that I can hit him with next time we get together?
Oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know if I call this a fun fact, but it's more of like a personality trait. Otters, there are some species of otters that are absolute machines. They are so incredible at hunting. You look at an otter and they just look super adorable, but they're one of the most in-tune hunters I have ever seen. I was in Oregon, and I was photographing otters on a river, right, on this like frozen lake, and they would be underneath the ice, and they'd catch a fish and flick it up onto the ice. It was like, look like those orcas when they catch a seal. Grabs this fish, chucks it up there, jumps up onto the ice, midair, catches it, and then just starts eating it tail first. And I'm just like, you are savage. Like just straight in there. I've got these otters called Asian small-clawed otters. Absolutely gorgeous, but they will chase you around their habitat. And when they bite, oh mate, they bite so hard. They've actually got some of the best and sharpest teeth in the animal kingdom. So I love them and they are adorable, but I love that they also have this little edge to them. You don't mess with an otter. Don't mess with an otter because, mate, they'll give you a good go. And that makes me love them even more, you know.
They've got a little bit of what we like to call the fuck around and find out energy. I like it.
Boom, right there.
Switching gears a little bit, something else I talked to Bindi about was her battle with endometriosis and the importance of speaking up and advocating for women's health. I just want to say, I think you have done such an incredible job, not only supporting Bindi, but also using your voice to bring awareness to women's health. So first of all, thank you.
Thank you for saying that. I think it's, really important. We talk about it a lot in our family. I feel like it's something that I think it's a responsibility for men and women to be talking about this. And I have found that I've learnt so much on Bindi's journey with this, where I feel a real responsibility to make sure that it's becomes a more mainstream and widespread discussion, because like I didn't realize, the more that you really look into this field of women's health, it is so under researched and funded and discussed. And we still, as far as the medical system has come, we still have a long way to go. And that momentum can only happen if we're all talking about it. So no, thank you. I appreciate you saying that.
And supporting Bindi in her health journey was just one of many ways it's clear that you guys have an awesome bond. As a mom of 4 children, I'm hoping to raise my girls to be as close as possible. What do you guys think is the reason that you guys have such a great sibling relationship?
Yeah, I think for us, we, first of all, we have 2 amazing role models in our life. Our parents, our mum and dad, I think really exemplify what it is to be great people who lead with a sense of authentic passion. And, I think my sister and I went through, obviously, a very tough time and have navigated some really challenging things throughout our childhood with the loss of dad. And I feel like my mum showed us the power of unity. And when you lose someone very close to you, it really reveals the people around you. It's very revealing. You very quickly understand who's who and what's what, and some people react really well, some people not so much. And we just felt like our tight-knit little family, the 3 of us, my mum, my sister, and I, we just became this little bubble of love. And I know for me, I don't know what I would do without my sister, because every milestone that I've come to, and also every milestone that I've had to reach in the public eye, which is challenging in itself, she's done it before. And she's just this one step ahead, where she's always there to lend advice. And she is truly one of my greatest inspirations. But I think, it is my mum that's kept us so close. And I think through life's ups and downs, and particularly the downs, I feel like it's just brought us so incredibly close. But I think it's also, you got to have a really great sense of humor and fun. And like when we travel together, we genuinely enjoy it. Like I love traveling with my family. I love when we're together as a unit. We're all working towards the same goal. I mean, our life is about this legacy and this message that is greater than ourselves. And that has always felt like such a privilege to do that. But I admire my sister too, because her message now is not just wildlife conservation, but it's also an incredible advocate for women's health. She is amazing. What she went through with endo was very challenging, very confronting, because we're so incredibly close. And I watched her on this decline for so many years.
Kylie Kelce is keeping parenting delightfully old school when it comes to handling her kids' potty mouths. During the festive December 24 episode of New Heights, the mom of 4 joined husband Jason Kelce and brother-in-law Travis Kelce for a special holiday spectacular and didn't hold back on her honest parenting style. The 33-year-old revealed that when her daughters, Finley, 8 months, Bennett, 2, Elliot, 4, and Wyatt, 6, drop a word they shouldn't, the consequence is simple and classic: soap in the mouth. When our kids say something they shouldn't right now, it's soap in your mouth, Kylie said matter-of-factly. Kylie admitted her oldest, Wyatt, has already experimented with curse words, recalling one unforgettable moment that ended in instant regret. To be fair, Wyatt test drove the word a couple of times, she shared, but the one time I really remember, she used it in perfect context. As she slowly closed the front door with her sister still inside, she muttered the word under her breath, then immediately panicked. As soon as I opened the door, she said, "Sorry," immediate buyer's remorse, Kylie laughed. Although Wyatt escaped the soap that time due to her instant apology, Kylie made it clear the threat is very real. She knows I'm not joking. You can't do empty threats, she explained. Kylie also reflected on the very first time she heard Wyatt curse, during a Philadelphia Eagles game at home. Watching from the couch, Wyatt carefully studied her mom before flawlessly repeating the exact words Kylie had said, matching her tone and inflection perfectly. I could see it forming on her lips, Kylie recalled. I grabbed my phone because I knew something was about to happen, and sure enough, she said exactly what Mom said. Safe to say, Wyatt may have inherited more than just her parents' passion. She's already showing a flair for dramatic delivery.